If you don't mind, can you take us through that day where, your son was murdered um, in 2011?
Uh, like I said, he had got suspended for school. I go get him back in school. He had got into it with a teacher. So they sent him home. My daughter was there because she had a doctor's appointment. So she was going to leave kind of late. But she like, come on, Tooka, we got to do woo woo woo. I'm like, Tooka, what are you doing now? I'm telling him, come on, son, you got to go to school, woo up the way, woo woo woo. He, okay, Mom, I'm going to school. I got to walk out to the bus stop, woo up the way. He went and hid until she left out. He went back up to the school because he had a wrestling match that day. He loved wrestling. That helped him let out so much anger. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I had knew. That was my last. That's all I knew. My son had left out the door and went to school. That's all I knew. So he had called me at about 6 something when the wrestling match was over. He was standing on the bus stop on 63rd and St. Lawrence. And he called me. He was just so filled with enthusiasm and like, yes, I done did it. You know, he was proud of what he had did. He called me and say, Mama, I did. I won my wrestling match. I was like, good, son. Come on home. I was, ooh, that's what. I was at the kitchen sink, seasoning some chicken. Yeah, I was seasoning the chicken. I'm telling him, come on home, son. So that's all I'm waiting for is my son to come through this door so I give him a hug and feed him real good. And we're going to talk about his match. Somebody else had other plans. The detective called me. He say, is you somebody's mama? And I'm like, yeah, that's my son because he had the note inside his pants pocket that was sending him home. He said, well, we want to call you and let you know there's been a shooting and he's been involved. I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking to myself because me and my child's now father, we had got into it because he felt like I let my kids say anything because him and Tooka had got into it. He told me I let my kids say anything. So we got into it about that. He was the one who had to come get me to take me over there to the scene. So he say, you think, you know he got shot? I said, yeah, he okay. We gonna get there. He gonna be okay. And he couldn't do nothing but look at me crazy like he knew my son was gone. Mm. So I get there and I'm looking for him. I'm thinking he in the ambulance because that's the first thing I see in the street. I got off the phone with my son at 6:04. I got a call at 6:12. My son was dead. So we get over there to the scene. I'm thinking my son in the ambulance, but how he land, and all I see is this white sheet. I'm not thinking that's my son under that white sheet. I'm thinking my son in the ambulance. The police trying to pull me back and stuff, but I'm steady trying to get to my son. My whole body just went numb. I had to bust my chin, bust my elbows, everything. I know that till 2 weeks later, but when I saw my son laying on that cold ass ground, I knew I gotta get over there to be with my son. It hadn't even dawned on me that he was dead. I just knew my mother intuition just kicked in and just say, go get your child. Put your child off that ground. If we see you, everything gonna be okay. My son to get up off that ground. They tried to take me away from the scene. But me and my family, we stayed there because this body was out there so long that the concrete, because he was, half his head was on the concrete, the edge of the curb. And the other half was not. He had laid there that long that the concrete print had got embedded in his head.
Damn.
Took them people 6 hours. 6 whole hours to come and get my baby out them fucking streets, man. And that's the last memory I have of my son. It's him telling me my mom coming home. And he never walked through them doors again. And all that day, because that's the type of parent I am. I'm not locking my doors so I know all my kids in here are safe and secure. I said at that table all night, just study saying, Tooka coming in, Tooka coming in. Y'all don't lock the door, Tooka coming in. And my grandma just sitting there like, y'all gon', just let her have her moment. Like, so all I knew how to do was be a mother to my kids. I didn't know nothing else because I lost my mama at an early age. You know what I'm saying? See what my grandma had to do and deal with to help her cope with losing her only child.